Here is your full, long, emotional, engaging 40-minute YouTube-style story with a gripping hook, smooth pacing, and a powerful ending. No headings, just flowing paragraphs with depth. The rain hammered against the windows of the city's tallest skyscraper as if begging to be let in. Inside, the CEO's office glowed with the cold blue light of a late evening. Alexander Reed, known everywhere as the man with a stone heart, stood reviewing contracts when a faint sound echoed from the hallway, something that didn't belong in a corporate building. A tiny cough. Then a whisper, trembling yet soft. "My mommy is sick, but she still works," and just like that, the pen slipped from his fingers. Before I tell you how that single whisper shattered the walls around the city's coldest CEO, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and stay till the end, because this story will touch a place in your heart you didn't know needed healing. Alexander had just stepped outside his office when he saw her, a little girl around 6, wearing an oversized pink jacket, her hair tied messily in 2 small ponytails. She looked lost, shivering, holding onto a stack of papers almost bigger than her small arms. His brows tightened. Children didn't belong here, especially not in his company, where rules were strict and emotions were kept out of the door. Before he could ask, a woman rushed out of the elevator, stumbling slightly as she ran. Her uniform was the plain gray of the cleaning staff, but her face was pale, far too pale. She clutched her stomach with one hand and grabbed the girl's hand with the other. "Lily, sweetheart, I told you to stay by the supply room," she whispered in a voice that sounded drained of all strength. The girl looked up at her mother, then whispered again, this time loud enough for Alexander to hear clearly. "Mommy, you're sick. Why are you still working?" The woman froze, embarrassed, exhausted, and terrified. Alexander felt something heavy settle in his chest, something he hadn't felt in years. Concern. He cleared his throat sharply, startling them both. "What's going on here?" he asked, his tone colder than he meant it to be. The mother straightened herself despite the pain. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to cause disturbance. I had to bring my daughter today. I couldn't leave her alone, and I didn't want to lose this job." Alexander noticed the way her hand trembled. Her lips were slightly blue. Her breathing uneven. She was sick, very sick, and yet she was still scrubbing floors in a corporate building just to survive. "Name?" he asked. "Emily. Emily Parker." He recognized that name. She was the night shift janitor. Always quiet, never late. A single mother, if HR records were right. He had never given the name much thought before. Her legs wobbled again. Alexander instinctively stepped forward, catching her arm before she collapsed. The contact stunned them both. Her skin was burning with fever. "You can't work in this condition," Alexander said, far harsher than intended. "But I have to," she whispered, the words trembling. "If I miss even one shift, they'll replace me. I need this job, for her." The girl, Lily, hugged her mother's leg tightly. "Mommy, please don't faint again," she whispered, her voice cracking. That small, frightened voice pierced straight through the CEO's chest. Alexander made a decision he never would have imagined making that morning. "Come with me," he said firmly. They followed him to the private elevator, Emily apologizing every few steps until she ran out of breath. He brought them to the executive floor, where a private lounge and medical staff were always on standby, usually for board members, never for employees like Emily. The doctor confirmed a severe infection and dehydration, warning that pushing through one more shift might have landed her in the hospital for days. Lily clung to her mother the entire time, her small eyes filled with fear. When Emily finally fell asleep on the lounge couch from exhaustion, Lily walked over to Alexander, slowly, nervously. "Sir," she whispered, tugging on his sleeve. He knelt slightly so he was at her eye level. Something about her innocence made him soften in ways he wasn't used to. "Why does mommy have to work when she's sick? Why does she keep saying, we can't afford to stop? I don't like seeing her cry at night." Alexander felt speechless. He, who negotiated billion-dollar deals, couldn't find words for a child's pain. Lily continued, "Mommy says she's okay, but she lies. Grown-ups lie when they're hurting, right?" He swallowed hard. "Not all grown-ups," he said gently. "Some just don't want their kids to worry." Lily's eyes glistened. "I don't want her to worry either. I want to help her. But I'm little, and I can't do anything." Alexander realized then how deeply alone this child felt. How much weight rested on her tiny shoulders. When Emily awoke, she panicked instantly, trying to stand, apologizing repeatedly, insisting on returning to work. Alexander silenced her firmly. "You're not working tonight," he said. "Or tomorrow. Or the day after." Her eyes widened in horror. "Please, sir, don't fire me. I'll work double shifts once I'm better. Just don't."